In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Xbox controllers to control Harmony Space's features. To begin with, you want to go to System Settings and go to Bluetooth, and you want to make sure your Xbox controller is actually being registered by the computer. It should appear in Nearby Devices here once it is actually turned on, which you can do by pressing this main button here. And then once it appears, you can click on Connect on the right hand side here. You then want to open your Max Patch. This is the Max Patch controlling Harmony Space. As long as your Xbox is connected to the Bluetooth, it should appear in these menus here. And you can see on the top here it says Xbox Wireless Controller. In this patch you can use 3 Xbox controllers to control Harmony Space's features. 2 of these are designed to control Player 1, and they are set up the exact same way, so all the buttons will do the exact same thing. The third then is designed to control Player 2, which was mainly created to actually control base movement. So basically you just want to go in here and set one of these to a different Xbox controller. When you're setting this up, sometimes it doesn't work straight away. You may have to go to one of these different ones, such as Apple Internal Keyboard, and then switch back to Xbox Wireless Controller. And when you do that and you start pressing buttons, you should see this message box at the bottom changing in response to the controller actions. Once this is done, you then want to go to Harmony Space and go to the hardware menu, which is at the top right, and then go Start OSC in. Once you've done this, you can then start moving your controller around, and you'll see a cursor has appeared there on the screen, which allows the user to control chord movement. This is used in combination with the B key on the right to trigger chords. So you can move the chords with the stick in any direction while pressing B to trigger the chords. The left stick also has an alternative function. If you press this view button here, it switches to controlling the key center. Then you can switch back easily by pressing the view button again. I'll now show you how to use the other buttons on the right, including A, X, and Y. These 3 buttons are used in combination with the D-pad. So these buttons on the right determine what the D-pad is controlling. If you press A and then up and down the D-pad, you'll be controlling chord size. If you press B, you'll be controlling inversion. If you press Y, you'll be controlling the octave. This allows users to quickly switch between controlling these parameters. Next, I'll show you how to use the right stick here. So this has 2 functions again, which can be switched between by clicking on the menu button. So in this mode, when you press up, it locks in an altered chord, and when you press down, it unlocks the chord. When you press left, it locks in diatonic mode. When this mode is in place, the cursor will jump over the gray areas and it'll only play notes in one key center. And then again, if you want to turn this off, you go right with the joystick. The alternative function when you press the menu button is the ability to arpeggiate notes. If you move the joystick around, it will trigger individual notes, rather than playing the entire chord with B. Then finally, another feature you can control is which altered chord is being triggered at any given moment. This is achieved using these back buttons here. This allows you to switch between 4 different altered chords. The top left is the first altered chord, top right is the second altered chord, back left is the third altered chord, and the back right is the 4th altered chord. I'll now just go back to my Max Patch, and I'll show you Player 2. So with this is designed to control the bass movement. So you want to choose a different controller for the bass movement. And then once this is done, move the left stick around, and you'll see a new cursor has appeared. And this one is designed solely for the bass movement. With this controller, you can't actually control as many features. What you can control is chord size, inversion, and octave using the same buttons, and again up and down on the D-pad. However, if you're controlling bass movement, you probably wouldn't do this anyways, as you would likely want a chord size of 1. And in this case, inversion doesn't really matter because you're not going to hear the inversion anyways. And with the octave, you're unlikely to change this as you want the bass to be in a lower octave. Therefore, you'd probably just keep it in the same lower octave whenever you're playing. With this controller, you can actually also control the key center, but this actually changes the key center for both players. At the same time, you can also trigger altered chords. However, these chords will only work for player 1. Therefore, this is probably best avoided when controlling player 2. That's pretty much all there is to say about the Xbox controllers. However, I should mention it's also possible to control harmony space with USB dance mats. This is set up the exact same way as the Xbox controllers in the Dance Mat 1 and Dance Mat 2 area. So basically, beside where it says set as USB Gamepad 1, you click on this box and you put it as USB Gamepad 1, and the second one is USB Gamepad 2. So one of the dance mat is used to control the chord movement, as we were doing with the left joystick there earlier. And then the other dance mat is used to control the key center, as again we were doing with the left joystick. This allows multiple people to control harmony spaces at once, which allows for extensive control of harmony spaces features.